What up? What up? What up? What it do? What it do, man? What it do? What it do? Let's go ahead and get into this topic of conversation here, man. We got some topic of conversation to go in right here, man. We're gonna go ahead and listen to what Kevin Stefanski had to say in his post game in their lopsided win against the Miami Dolphins. Let's go ahead and listen to what he's saying. I'm gonna chime in and give you my reaction to his post game interview. Let's go.
Aiden Huntington's in concussion protocol. That game, 4 takeaways, 21 points off those takeaways. That's really the story of the game. I thought there were some really good things out there. I thought the guys fought from minute 1 to minute 60. So really proud of the effort there. And then, you got to learn from this one. Definitely things you can clean up. Offense, defense, and special teams. But the way those guys are flying around, really, really proud of that effort. And then we'll learn from this one, move on very quickly, and you're on the road next week. But with that, I'll take any questions.
Kevin, just how important was it? I know you say you blinders are on and all that, always that, but just to
But you don't believe
that,
me.
but just to get that winning feeling, after all the work
Yeah.
you put in.
Yeah, it's we focus on what's in front of us, and obviously you can certainly look backwards if you want, but we don't.
What made the running game work as well as it did today?
Yeah, it's something that we worked very hard on to make sure that we got Q and our runners into the second level as much as we could, because we knew they would make some yards. So there were some things that we blocked up really well. If you block it up well for Quinshon, he's going to make a lot of yards.
What'd you like about the Wildcat down in that goal line?
Yeah, that was really a conversation with me, Coach Bloom, and Tommy on Thursday night when we thought it was going to potentially be 60-mile-per-hour winds. And we talked about, all right, might be just get some single-wing football going. So we drew up a couple plays.
Kevin, even though you don't want to look back, Delpit said this week that he forgot what it was like to win. Does a comment like that kind of concern you that the team was thinking?
No. As you guys know, Grant is a leader in this football team. He plays his butt off every single week. I think you just like anybody, we know what the fun in this business is. So that's all part of it.
What do you make of given Quinshon's challenging entry point? What do you make of how he's gotten up to speed on the fly?
Well, I don't want to tell you that training camp's not important, because I got a bunch of players that will take that. He's in great shape, very diligent kid. All the things that we identified with him in the pre-draft process are all true.
Tyson Campbell saved 2 touchdowns and scored 1.
It was awesome. It was great. Yeah, fun to see. Was he the first takeaway?
No, I don't think so.
Second one. But fun to see, him make a play and go down, tight rope down the sideline. And they went, and he made a couple plays down the field too. So like I talked to you guys, I think this week, week 2 with him, normal week, is only going to continue to get better.
Kevin, along the same lines as Grant, Myles Garrett had come out after the game last week, talked about frustration over how you guys were losing every week, and then on Friday also kind of questioned the lack of running in that game and reiterated his frustration. So, I mean, how did you feel about how he went about that, and yet everybody backed it up and backed him up this week?
I won't get into any conversations I have with our players, Mary Kay, and we all want to just continue to work, and obviously that's what we'll do.
What do you have to say about the way Dillon Gabriel played in some?
Those are the first half especially was some tough conditions for both sides. I think you could see that in some of the handling of the football. But we were +4 today. I don't think we've turned it over the last 3 weeks, and that's a recipe for winning football.
Wow. Did you hear that? Did you hear that, chat? Did you hear that? The way he covered his son's ass. Did you hear that? he said that he did not turn the ball over. So he is so focused. He's controlling the narrative. He's not talking about Dillon Gabriel struggle to throw touchdown passes. He said that is the recipe of winning football games if you don't turn the ball over. Listen, some people may say, but that is true. But let me tell you something. That's half the truth. Dillon Gabriel is not the right quarterback. He is not QB1. He is not a threat on that field. So the way he said that statement further lets you know he is going to try to stick Dillon Gabriel in this season as long as he can, because he doesn't want Shedeur to have his opportunity. Listen to what he said. Let me rewind it back real quick. Listen to what he said now.
Obviously, that's what we'll do.
What do you have to say about the way Dillon Gabriel played in some?
Those are the first half especially was some tough conditions for both sides. I think you could see that in some of the handling of the football. But we were +4 today. I don't think we've turned it over the last 3 weeks, and that's a recipe for winning football.
Kevin, with Quinshon and Wildcats, that's something to talk about Thursday. You put in on Friday, and did your heart skip a beat there on that first one where it looked like he nearly fumbled it, bobbled it, and everything?
Yeah, no, heart didn't skip a beat, I don't think. I trust these guys, Joe, and I think, he's that was something that, again, really well executed by our guys, and that's a testament to the players and the coaches for getting them coached up.
It felt like Miles was moving around more than he normally does. What did you guys see that allowed you to do that?
Yeah, that's going to be part of what we do. Really, in every game, it's so matchup based oftentimes, and making sure that you get Miles where you want him.
Is the only reason you took the ball first was because of the conditions, or did you just want to get on the scoreboard?
It was because of the conditions. I did that for you, Tony.
Defense holding them out of the end zone.
I'm sorry?
The defense holding them out of no touchdown.
And I know the conditions were what they were, but that offense had been scoring a lot of points. I mean, that's an explosive offense. I have a ton of respect for Mike and what they do, and our defense met the challenge.
How impressed were you with your safeties? Kind of looked like Grant made a ton of plays, and then Rashawn too.
Yeah, Rashawn obviously had a bigger role this week in some of the matchups we wanted to get to, but I thought those guys played really, really well. I mean, we played hard. We played hard like we do. Ball found us a couple times, and as we've talked about, those takeaways come in bunches.
Kevin, how did it feel to, you guys were away from Huntington Bank for almost a month, come back, come down here in these horrible conditions? How good did it feel? How good did it feel to give the fans a victory like this in the pouring rain?
Yeah, shout out to all the fans that were out there in some non-ideal conditions, and they stuck with us, and they always do, and we're very appreciative of the support we get.
With Quinshon, he's producing so much so early. What's the future look like?
I think, like I've told you guys, young players get better. They learn from mistakes, and it's our job to coach him up. So he's a young player that we think very highly of, but I think he will only get better.
Kevin, Dillon only had like 116 yards passing, but I mean, he used his legs a lot to get out of trouble. He didn't turn the ball over for the third straight game. How important are those kind of things to you?
Yeah, I think every game is different, Mary Kay, and what you're going to have to do. I thought a couple times we were trying to get him on the perimeter in these conditions, knowing that it's going to be hard to start and stop. We have to do a better job of getting some guys open throughout this game, but to play clean is really important.
Was the plan always to rotate the guys at right tackle?
Yes.
And then Jack and Mike not being able to go, not out of protocol, and then what with Mike? Did Jack not clear the protocol?
Yeah, he's getting better every single day, and then same with Mike.
Kevin, you sort of saw the varying degrees of how penalties can really hurt a team.
Yeah.
Miami had a ton that helped you guys. You guys have had that happen a lot in the past. Just how valuable was it to not have that be an issue?
Yeah, it was important. Obviously, we were the beneficiary of some, and some of those come when you're playing really hard. Like on special teams, if you're playing really hard, you're going to draw some penalties, and I thought that may have been the case, a couple of those. And then we really focus on those pre-snap penalties and the ones that you can avoid. We talk about avoiding the avoidables, and I think for the most part, we're pretty good today.
And do you feel, like a victory like this, in addition to everything else, can just kind of quiet things down a little bit and let you guys focus on what
I think we're focused, Mary Kay, on what's important. We know what's in front of us. and that's where our focus will stay.
Man, I tell you what, man. All I'm looking for is when Shedeur get his opportunity. I want Kevin Stefanski. But you know what? It would be nice for Kevin Stefanski to have that same type of energy for Shedeur Sanders when he has his opportunity, but it's not going to happen. We already see the writing on the wall. We just going to have to say, man, hey, it is what it is. You got to chop it off, and it is what it is, and you got to play chess and not checkers. Period. That's what it boils down to, period. We're going to listen to the post-game conference of Dillon Gabriel.
What did you say about your football team that with all the things swirling around and you guys at 1-5 to pull together and come out and put together a performance like this today?
It's not hard to beat the Miami Dolphins.
I don't know if anything was swirling around, but, just on our end, I think just continuing to fight, continuing to claw and scratch to be a good football team, and we know that it's little plays here and there that adds up. But the attention to detail has to be at all-time high, and we understand that. But it does feel good to see the defense do what they do. Our run game continue to take strides in that way, and then just special teams making plays as well. We always talk about complementary football, but seeing us all come together is important and good to see.
How bad were the conditions out there?
Don't even know about it, honestly. Didn't pay no mind. But no, it's weather. It's part of the game. It's just part of what it is. But I think it's all about mindset.
What'd you think about Quinshawn and especially using the Wildcat? Kevin said they came up with that Thursday.
Yeah, huge. I think anytime you can get +1 in the run game, you can utilize that and have ultimate trust in Quinshawn, but also what we want to do in short yardage. And the more versatile we can be there, the more it's going to help us for sure. So proud of Quinshawn for sure.
What can you say about the fact that you've played clean ball, you haven't turned it over in any of your games, and then you also were able to use your legs to get out of some trouble today, and how do you feel like you're operating in those ways?
Yeah, I think you always want to expedite the process of being able to play at a certain level, but there is understanding of natural progression as well. But the process doesn't change. You're going to still fight to be at your best. But I think at small chunks, we've learned how to slowly have chances to win, then finally go and win a game. That's something that we're all kind of molding together. But definitely proud of the guys, and definitely want to continue to be good at the areas we're good at and improve on the areas that we need to. So that'll never change.
Oh, no, I have another one. How excited or encouraged are you by the fact that you guys could come out here at 1-5, show that kind of grit and heart, put together a performance like this, and have something like this to build on?
Yeah, I don't want you to look at my expression and think I'm not excited, but I am very excited. I just also, it's important to build sustainability as well. So just going to build on that. I'm excited for the guys. There's a lot that we'll look back and it's good and in many areas, and there's a lot of things that you want to clean up. But I think that's what I'm excited most is guys are eager, guys want to be better, and when you look at the areas of improvement, it's encourage, and we always encourage that. But definitely, like I said, winning is fun for sure. Don't get that twisted.
How do you build off that? You say build off of this performance, and in what ways do you feel like you have to build off?
I think the more film you put together as a unit, there's more to take away, and I think there's a lot of areas that we improve week to week that we want to improve on, and you see us run the football like that. But there'll be areas like we always talk about in the red area and third downs that never changes, being plus in the turnover margin. Those, not one area will just allow you to win. Of course, there's certain areas that will, but I think when you come together with all three areas, everyone leaves the field a lot happier because you put yourself in a good spot to go win games. So it'll be marginal gains and try to improve every single week. That's all you can do.
Having said that, how good did you feel about the way the defense took a lot of pressure off you and that side of the ball today?
We got an ultimate trust in our defense. We know I don't think that's ever changed from week one, but I think there has to be a certain way that we all play to complement one another, but then also taking gains and growth, from each side. The trust in our defense, trust in the special teams and offense will never change, but you want to see each group grow individually and then together as well. So that's what we're focused on.
Oh man, let me tell you something, man. If this was Sanders having performance with his stats like this, it would have been a totally different story. Totally different story. Let's hear what Myles Garrett had to say in the post game. Let me tell you something. That defense is the truth. The defense of the Cleveland Browns is the truth. Without that defense, they would have not won this game, period. But to say that again, Tua for the Miami Dolphins, straight garbage. He definitely didn't do his
Miles, how did
any
that one
favor.
feel? Get not only a win, but one that felt pretty comfortable.
It's nice. We haven't had that all year, and if you don't want to make it close if you don't have to. So we're all coming together in that fashion. That's exactly what we want, and we got to continue to strive for that.
When Tyson crosses that goal line, when Tyson crosses the goal line there on that interception, you guys are up 3 scores, so you're thinking, like, finally we get to play a half like this.
Hell yeah. Thinking, let's pin the ears back and let's go hunt. I mean, it didn't really seem like they wanted to drop back, too much and extend the play. So if they're not going to do that, they didn't really have any other way to move the ball. So I think we kept them contained pretty well, even if they didn't want to push downfield.
Miles, you moved around the front a lot. Was that by design? How much did how much did that kind of go in the game plan because of matchups you saw with Miami?
A little bit of both, attacking matchups. Some calls got me, on the left side, and just trying to always keep them on their heels, not know where to expect me, and that scares the hell out of offensive coordinators.
Myles, you had obviously expressed some frustration after last week's game and again on Friday. Do you feel like in some ways the team kind of rallied around some of the things that you said and really kind of pulled together?
Yeah, I mean, rallied and we we got to win in a fashion which we can appreciate, but that's not enough, and we got to continue to do that. One win is one thing, but we've got to turn this into a habit, an addiction. It's got to be an obsession to win and win like this, and so we got to keep on chasing that feeling.
And do you feel like as the team leader, sometimes you have to say some things that might be perceived as tough or controversial or whatever, but do you feel like you have to take it upon yourself to tell it like it is?
I'm always going to tell her how it is. I mean, that's just my nature. I'm gonna shoot you straight. And I have no problem saying what I say to them up here and vice versa. So I'm not trying to say anything to disparage anybody or try to get anybody either removed from their position or anything like that. I want everybody here to be a benefactor to our success. So it all came together today, and I hope we continue to rally around everything that we've been talking about and I've been talking about.
How much can a performance like this sort of be a catapult, be a spark?
Be a spark as much as we wanted to, hopefully we've gotten, so tired of the losses and tired of the pain that comes with them that we're ready to inflict it on somebody else. You gotta learn to, use that pain, use that drive. It can't just become, acceptable to, have those feelings. Right now it was a good response that we had, but it's got to continue.
Miles, you talked Friday about maybe needing to take some risks on defense. Did you feel like Jim did that? I mean, I know Grant was blitzing. Felt like he was in the backfield a lot more than maybe normal.
Yeah, I mean, we took some risks. We sent some guys, sent the corner, sent a safety, and that's the Jim I know. That's that aggressive, in-your-face defense that we've been known for, and I like getting back to who we are. And I think we can what we did today, we can continue to do all year. But we have to be willing to, stick to who we are and our identity.
What did you see out of Grant specifically?
So he was balls to the wall. He was flying around the field. Whether it was running past,
balls to the wall.
He was making somebody, feel him. That he was trying to inflict some pain, and I love that. Kind of impose your will mentality. I see it a lot in myself, but also the guys up front.
Not every 1 in 5 team is able to dig deep and show this kind of grit and heart and come out and put a game together the way that you guys did today. So what does that tell you about your football team? What do you guys have?
The football team is a mirror of our leaders, and one way or another, from players to coaches, and that kind of grit and that kind of resilience that come from us. But it's got to continue to go around the entire chain. We're only as strong as the weakest link, and we got to make everyone feel like we can bounce back from this, and we can still achieve the things we want to. Because we dug ourselves a little hole, but we can get ourselves out of it. We got to do it together.
I'm gonna take a couple more. What do you make of the way that Quinshon has filled the workhorse role?
He runs hard. He's dynamic. Spinning off that tackle that most guys would have went down clean on. That just shows how special he is as a runner. And the other guys getting burned as well. Jerome and Dillon, coming in and making some big plays for us. All of them are going to be crucial down this stretch to keep on picking up wins. So I'm proud of all of them.
How happy were you for Tyson? Obviously, got dropped into a tough spot a week and a half ago, and then gets that pick six.
I told him, that's a hell of a way to introduce yourself to the team. You don't let one game, one play define you. And so, bouncing back like that, getting a huge play for us, that really cracked the game open. And I think he's going to continue to play at a very high level, and that's a hell of a confidence booster.
How excited or encouraged are you to know that you guys have a performance like this in you?
It's what I expect. I can't say I'm excited or encouraged, because this is the standard. I'm not expecting anything else. So I want our guys to look at this film and don't be too high on it, don't be too low on it, but learn from it. See how we can do this every week if we want to, but just stick to the plan.
It's as simple as that. Simple as that. Plain as day. I agree with everything what Mal Garrett said. You have to bring it every single game. You have to want it. You have to have the drive. You have to be disciplined. And you have to have the mental focus and the fortitude to go out there and play at a very high level. Hell, this is what you get paid millions of dollars to do. You're not just satisfied. You're supposed to beat the Miami Dolphins. They're one of the worst teams, just like y'all in the NFL. Y'all are underperforming. A big part of that starts with the head coach. Another part of that is starting with having a decent quarterback who can throw the ball down the field. I'm telling you right now, Dillon Gabriel is not the quarterback. You're supposed to win this game against Miami Dolphins. Don't give a F about that. At the end of the day, you have to have a quarterback that's able to score touchdowns in an NFL football game. If you can't put up 7 points on the board, you are not going to beat the decent teams. Now, next game y'all have against is New England. You got to go down to New England. New England is not the Miami Dolphins. Let me be very clear about this. New England is not the Miami Dolphins. If you think that you can just survive just off your defense, you have another thing coming, because what defense is going to do is going to make adjustments. And I'm going to tell you something. The Miami Dolphins defense should have had about 2 interceptions in this game. Two of them. Should have been easy pickoffs. Even in the last game, it should have been about 4 or 5 interceptions. So for Kevin Stefanski to stand his ass up on that podium and to be like, oh, well, he fought hard and it's a recipe for success, what Dillon Gabriel is doing. No, it's not. Just because he hasn't thrown any turnovers, have you been, you're the coach. We all watched the last games that Dillon Gabriel has played in. It should have been interceptions. He's got lucky, but eventually it's going to bite him in his ass. Clearly, this dude, Kevin Stefanski, is going to do everything possible to say everything to support Dillon Gabriel. Dillon Gabriel plays like hot garbage. And I can't wait till Shedeursanders gets his time, gets his deserved time and opportunity to hit the field and shows what he's all about. Period. But that's all, folks, man. Y'all stay tuned to the next video later on tonight, man. Until next time, man, y'all always have a good day and be safe out there.